Hi, good morning.
Hi, Pranav.
Hi. Okay, let's wait for 2 more minutes and we'll start. Is it Deepa? Oppo A9 2020 AC. So everyone can hear me.
Yes, Pan.
I don't see.
Okay, hope you can hear me, and I'm going to start now. Mm, okay. Yeah. Anybody want to summarize what we have yesterday? Or okay. So I have a plan. So what I'm trying to plan is whatever so far we covered for the week. So every Friday, that means that today, at the end of the day, not now in the session, at the end of the day, I try to share the material and recordings and one assignment. So this assignment will be whatever we covered in this week. And on Monday, we'll be having a quiz. So if anybody have already used the Kahoot, so it's kind of from mobile itself, you can see the questions and answers. It's not like your individual. So you will be seeing the questions on my screen, but you have to answer from your mobile. So once you see the question, so you will be having a time that is running. For each question, there will be a time. So once you have answered, the next you will see the poll. How many have answered correct? And then it's not like who selected which answer that will not get, but at least like how many are answering correct or answering wrong that we can see. And next screen will be explanation to that question. Similarly, we'll have like 5 or 10 questions on the topics what we have covered in the week. So is it okay for all of you?
Sounds good, Paula.
Okay. So every Monday, either we may need to join early or we may need to extend some more time to cover the quiz. And on Friday or on the weekend, you will get the notes or material and recordings and assignment. So this will be a schedule that I'm planning. So even if I'm not doing, please ask so that it will get benefit to you only. Okay. Okay, done. Now, oh, I think it's already started the recording. Fine. Um, okay. Hi Deepa. Just I have shared a plan. So today, end of the day or in the weekend, I will be sharing the material and one assignment. This assignment will be on what we covered for this week. So you have to sign up your org and then do those tasks. And then on Monday, you will be having a quiz on the same, whatever we have covered so far on the same topics, we will be having a quiz. So let's try to recap and rewind whatever we have, or if you anyway, will be showing the notes. So just go through the notes and sign up. I mean, whatever you have signed up the org, just go through whatever we have covered so far. Okay, good enough. Now I'm going to share my screen. So here, what yesterday that we have covered. So we have seen what is actually a standard and custom in Salesforce. So this standard and custom means it will be common for most of the things. It could be a profile, it could be object, field, whatever we going to discuss in future, there will be a custom and standard, both will be having. So we have explained like what is a standard and what is a custom, and profiles we have seen. So what all things we can control the profile and what actually profile, what are the different types of profile, whether we can create, how to create, we have to clone existing one. And once it's created, it's a custom one, not the standard one. We can delete only the custom profiles, not the standard profiles. And app creation. So we have seen there's a logo, a description, theme. So if everybody is seeing my screen, so I'm logging into the org. This org we are dedicatedly using for the batch one. So If I want to go to the app that I created, how I can go? Anybody help?
Yeah, you can click on the 9 buttons. I mean 9 points. That's
App launcher.
Yep. We
app
have to
launch.
call it
Yeah.
as an app launcher. That's the main thing. That's why I asked the question. So when you saying like any navigation, you have to specific about the jargons. That's the key point to whether you're working and you have learned in Salesforce. So be specific that you know, but still, if you follow the jargons, that add more value to it. Okay, you see the green color theme is there, and the tabs, and is your custom app. And as a creation of app, we have seen like what is standard and console. Standard will be like how it is. Console will be in single page. So if you open any of the records, let's say we have some sample data. So I have opened the contact here. Okay, and I see a sorry, I have opened an account here, and if I want to go to this contact, so what's happening? I no longer see the account. I see only the contact. So, but the thing was, I want to see both the data at a time. So how can I do that? So that is a console view. If I go to a sales console, um, have accounts. Okay. So if you see, I see all accounts here. So this first, second, I have all accounts, and the account has opened here. And now here in the right side, you can see the contact. Okay, I want to open the contact also. See, I have contact and I have account as well. So I was able to see side by side what are the both. So these are all like anyway we can control all this UI, whichever you like, which is makes more sense to you. So usually console is a fast pace used users. Like we had to open multiple records at a time, and you want to go through the more insights. You need to drill down, and you have to have visibility of a top level information. So, so if you want to looking at the related list, drilling down, and you want to have a view in a single tab, you don't want to switch between the tabs, then the console view is the faster use. And like this. So this account and this account. Still you are on the same tab, but you have a tabs inside a browser tab. So you're not creating much tabs, and your performance will not go down of your browser. Still, you can access multiple records in a same screen. Okay, that's all like what we covered yesterday. If something I missed and marked as completed, just trying to cover now. Okay, done. So are we good these topics? Yesterday what we covered are we all good there? So 15 minutes gone. Now profile enhanced view. So yesterday when we are trying to looking at the profile, I am saying that there will be a one more profile view. So how to go to profiles? You have to go to setup and search by profile. So the navigation would be users and then profiles. In profiles, when you open any existing profile, you have to look or you have to search on your own. There's no option to search. So there's so many things, right? It's not only a single thing. So this is like we don't have anything done. This is all standard things. When you have built your own apps, your own pages, something, then it will go on increasing like anything. Then you will have like more lists. Okay, then how can I have something kind of a search? So to enable the search, I have to, so even I can do here. So I want to show the difference. That's why I'm opening again. I have to go to setup and there you will have a thing called a user management settings. And here you will be having a profile view enhanced profile user interface. So if you turn on this, then you will be enhanced profile user interface. Then you will be having that new enhanced view of the profiles. See, we have a search button now, and so it is grouped under different sections. So if you look at here, it's grouped, and at the same point, you can see the options as well here. So again, you have to click here, and again, it will take you to the layout. So, but here, so it will be grouped together. And what are the titles you say there? Everything will be grouped and enhanced as the links here, all the permissions and settings. And even you can search here. Let's say I created one field on an account and I'm looking for that account. I can directly search with that field name or at least the account name, so that it will directly take me to the account object settings. So it's the account object settings. So what's the tab permission, what are record types, what are the permissions to the object, and what are the field permissions, all related to the account I have in a one place. Okay, and still if you have more and if you want to search here, even you can do that. You can do a search and you can find out what you're having. Okay, and so this search is not only limited to this page. This search will be across all your profile. So if you are trying to see now a different one, a contact, so you can go to that contact. So it will directly jump from this page to that page. So I think there is no option to search inside this page, but you can search across the profile. This search is always on the profile, not on this page. Okay, done. Similarly, you can search other things and you can navigate further. Okay, now done with the. Okay.
One quick question. Sorry. What was the name of the setting you used for enhancing the profile view?
User management.
Okay, user management.
User management settings, and there will be a toggle for enhanced profile user interface. Okay, so you have to be so tomorrow if I'm asking the question like how to enable, you have to be specific about this thing. User management settings, enhanced profile user interface. That's what you have to remember. Okay, any questions here? Okay, we're done with the enhanced view. Now permission set. Okay, what is a permission set? So we know what is a profile does. Profile is a bundle or a set of permissions that we can assign to a user. And it is not only for a single user, you can use a profile for a group of users. That is, it's not for a single person. That means for a single user, you have to use a profile, but same profile you can use for 100 users also. That means when you make change to a profile, then it will impact or the same permissions will be given to 100 users. So you're not doing 100 times. If you do one time, it will be reflected to the 100 users. That's the advantage. But there's again same disadvantage. So if you don't want to give permissions to the 100 users, you want to give permissions to only 10 or 5 users, and remaining 95 users, you don't want to give any extra permission. So you have some different thing, but you cannot create a one more profile and move to the 5 users to that profile. that may not be a right solution. Why? Because like whenever your requirement came in and you keep on creating a profiles, you don't you're really utilizing a profile. So again, how it will become is this 100 users are using the same profile become 100 profiles at the end of the day. Why? Because you have like day-to-day requirements weekly or whenever you have need, you're creating a new profile means you are not utilizing the profiles. If you have 100 profiles for 100 users, it's not a optimal use of a profile. So profiles are used to a group of users who are having mostly similar kind of permissions and access that are needed. We are binding them together and giving a single single permissions bundle as a profile. So sometimes it may be true. Sometimes this group has to split the different groups, and always these different groups have a similar things. Then yes, you have to go for a different profile. I'm not saying once you assign a profile you should not change it. No, you can do it, but thing was you have to think optimally and decide whether we have to create a new profile or we have anything else. Okay, now in 100 out of 100 users, I have requirement to the 5 users. The 5 users or 2 users or 1 user need extra access. Focus extra access. So if they need any extra access, then we use a permission set. So permission set is also whatever you do in a profile, almost 90% of the things you can do with the permission set as well. Things in the sense, what all the access that you're getting from a profile that you can get from a permission set as well. So why we have again permission set? So permission set will be assigned at a user level. Okay, profile also we are assigning to the user only. So what is the difference? So the difference is you can assign extra permission and you can assign multiple permission. You can even assign multiple permission set user. So when we're creating a user, we are giving only one profile, right? Not more than that. But when you're having a permission set, you can add any number of permission sets to a user. So you can have a 10 permission sets to a single user, but you can have only one profile to a user. So you can have permission set can be assigned uh, n number of permission sets can be assigned to user, and vice versa also possible. A user can have n number of permission sets. So this may not be a great image, but I'm trying to. So I have like 3 permission sets. I think it should be better. So these are all like thing like these are like permission sets. Permission sets. Permission set 1. Permission set 2. Permission set 3. So I'm saying you can assign a permission set to a user, right? Okay, I have one assignment. So I'm assigning this permission set to a permission set 1. Excuse me. And I want to assign the same permission set to the it's not a good example. Assign one permission set to one user, and again I want to assign it to the same user, and I will assign it to the third user. So I have second permission set. This one also I want to assign third user. So if you look at a user, so user is having, so this, okay, you might have a get question like why to create two permission sets. You can create only one permission that assigned to the users, right? So that might be the question. So I will change a bit now. Now, if you look, first user having a 3 permissions set. Okay, I want to give 3 permissions that you can give. That means what I'm trying to say was user can have a one profile, but he can have any number of permission sets. And again, permission sets also assigned to the multiple users like a profile. So profile also have multiple users, and permissions that also can be assigned to the multiple users. Okay, let's see how to create a permission set and how can we assign to users. Okay, so there will be already some existing permission sets. Okay, done. But it's not like a profile. You don't need to clone the existing, but you have an option to clone, but still you can create a scratch. Sorry, you can create from a scratch the permission set. So why? Because permission set usually it has to be a blank, and all you need to do was you have to give only extra permissions. So you have already set up permissions in the profile, so on top of it it will add. So you cannot remove any access using a permission set. Permission set is always giving a extra. That is a key point. It will give you extra permissions to a user. So it will always refer to a user. You cannot assign to a profile. You can assign to a user. Account access. I want to give additional permission called account access. The description. This is session activation is if somebody already working. So in your organization you have 100 users. Okay, so they are already using the org, and you want to give extra permission to them. So it might be surprise to them. So they will suddenly start seeing a new app and new tabs to them. That might surprise. So you don't want to avoid. So if you want to avoid that, if you want to wait until the session activation, that means if you check this box, even if you assign the permission set, it will not immediately reflect. So it will reflect only if he log in again, then only it will reflect. So that is what this checkbox will do. Usually we will not use, but if your case, so if you don't want to surprise the users and you want to wait till in next login, and meanwhile if you want to notify that okay you have done with your extra access, please check in the next login. So if you want to give that information, then only it has to be notified, then you have to use this one, this license. This is always not a required one. Why? Because already we have a license that is used in a profile. So in this permission set, if you are aware of which license users only want to get these permissions, then you can specify here, so that so it will help you in assigning a permission set. When you do trying to assign a permission set, it will show all the list. So there, it will filter out. If you give a license specific to a specific license, if the user is having that license, then only this permission set will show up. Otherwise, it will not. Okay, then you can think if I'm not specifying the license, I can assign it to the extra permission, even the license does not support. No, even though if you are not selecting the license, so it will be some headache to the salesforce, like when you're trying to assign, then they will restrict, okay, this is not allowed to assign to this user because of a license issue, even though you're giving in the permission set, but this permissions is not suitable for this license. So change to the different license, or at least reduce the permissions. That's what it will ask. If you already know it, then you can assign, so that it will help you. So you don't need to get that error message, and directly you can assign the set. Okay, done. Any questions so far? So we have created a permission set. Okay, great. Now there's a two ways of assigning a permission set. One is from directly from permission set, you can see a manage assignments. You can clone it, you can delete it, you can see the properties. Properties means what are the name you gave, API name, if you want to have description, this session settings, what all we did before, all this you can edit. Okay, how we can assign to the users? Manage assignments. Here you will have add assignments and remove assignments. So we have not added anything so far, so you don't see it. So I want to add to the user called a team. I'm assigning. Done. Assign. That's it. Okay. So you see all the users who are assigned with this permission set, you can see below. If you want to remove them, just select it and then remove. Done. Okay, I have removed the permission set. That's how you assign or remove permission sets to a users all in one place. If you're dealing with an permission set and you want to add to the multiple users or remove to the multiple users, you can directly go to the permission set and you can do it. Okay, I want to, so now you have created, so you directly fall into the permission set. If somebody else or already existing permission set you want to look at, so same navigation from setup, you have to go to a permission sets. Then there will be a list of permission sets where you can find your permission set. Okay, so what these are all a standard permission sets where you don't have a delete, where you have a custom permission set, where you can have a you can see the delete option. Okay, how you can say that? So we have this list view. I think yesterday I have already explained this list view, but I have not explained like what are all these. So you see one option here, you can create a new one as well. So I see one action, 1, 2, 3 columns. I want to add, I want to see more information I want to see there. So we have other information called to display define permission sets. Okay, description here. Oh, where all this? Okay, what are this? This looks not good. Permission sets. Okay, we have to select. Okay, wait. So permissions and details is a permission. Okay, permissions and details. Now I want to see whether it's a custom or not. So I have a custom name, and I want to see the description. And if you want to see when it is created, who is created, these are also you can observe them. So again, so this UI is common to all the list views. So you have to give the name, and then you have to select the fields what you want. And this is a filter criteria. I want to look at only custom permissions that are in the systems, not the standard ones. So each custom is true. That means only the custom permissions I'm going to see. Okay, I'm going to save it. So if you see here, everything got changed. So label, license is custom, true, and I have before all are standard, right? We have not created. So this is only the custom permissions we see. Okay, I don't want this. So I don't have a two. I want to have a two views, not the I want to keep the old one as well. So how I can do that is you can use this save as, but you have the same name. So you can name it as a custom permission sets and do a save as. So then what it will do is it will do a one more uh, list view for you. So this is what we created, and this all permission sets I want to keep it to the back. Clear all those. So I have cleared, and but I keeping the fields all fields here, and I don't want all this. So I'm putting back everything. I'm keeping only the custom and doing a save. Save means like it's how our in our system, right? We do save files and save as files. When you do a save file, it will save on the same file. If you do a save as, it will create a copy with whatever the name you gave. So now we have a two list views. One is all, one is a custom permissions. So in all, you see everything along with your things, and when you have more things you and more things some other has done, and more that standard and custom. You don't want to search everything here, so what all permissions you are looking at. So you can just create one more list view and you can use it so that you have a more glance to it. Okay, so that's what permission sets and how we can go here and how you can assign it. So it's going to end in 1 minute, and please join back. Now, mm, covered list view. Done. Okay, so let me cover one more point here. We see formation set groups. So some points, what will happen was, so you were using your system for a long time. Okay, so you have so many permission sets, and when the new user came in, so if profile means while creating the user, you will be assigning the profile. Okay, that's it, job done. But when you having a multiple profiles assigned to it, and you have to create 5 or 6 users, and if your 10 permission sets need to be assigned to that group of users, and you have to go to the create the user, and for each user you have to give this 10 permission set manually, or at least you have to go to the permission set and add the users. So it's kind of a hard thing. So Salesforce recently introduced called a permission set group. In the permission set group, we can combine the permission sets. That means we can make a group or bundle of permission set and assign to the user.